I want to ask you, are you happy that the American military is in Syria?
I'll try to use nice language. No, the Americans are in Syria 100% illegally, according to international law and our own laws. We have no business being here. We had no business manufacturing this war. We had no business sponsoring terrorist groups. We have no business stealing Syrian land and Syrian resources like the oil. This is a direct violation of everything that we're supposed to be. You know, John Quincy Adams said America doesn't go abroad in search of monsters to destroy. This is not our, we're supposed to be only an example, you know, with our ideals. But we never live up to those ideals. We're too busy going around the world and trying to control everything. So no, I'm very unhappy. We're lying to our servicemen and women. We are lying to the, you know, our government is lying to the American people. We're spending billions of dollars. And the only thing we're accomplishing is something that's directly against humanity and civilization. There's no justification for us being here.
You know, when I watch the American media, I always find that there is this divide between the Republicans and the Democrats. They're always like fighting each other. I want to ask you, do you see, as an American citizen, do you see that there is any difference in the foreign policy of the American president, whether he was a Republican or Democrat? Is there a difference in the American foreign policy?
No, virtually none. You know, there are differences of degree perhaps among some. There are differences in methodology. Like Obama didn't send troops over, but he sent drones and bombs and money to terrorists and things like that. So essentially, no, especially for the victims of it. It all looks the same. Bombing, death, destruction, chaos, violence.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, the American taxpayers are footing the bill for trillions of dollars. Our servicemen and women, the leading cause of death is suicide. PTSD is an epidemic. Drug addiction also. Many of our veterans are turning to crime. You know, and yet there's still this rah-rah support our troops. Well, we don't support our troops. We don't take care of our veterans. We treat them like garbage. And we send them off to wars for liars and greedy
Politicians and corporations.
Politicians. So,
yeah.
And foreign governments, you know. So it's very frustrating as an American, and I'm ashamed of our foreign policy. It's grisly and heinous, you know.
Yeah, I also feel like I don't think any American soldier is happy that he's living abroad, you know, far away from his country. And, you know, we were talking before about the problem that America's having with the Mexican border. I always tell them that if you guys are always complaining about the Mexican borders, about the criminals and the smugglers and all these illegal immigrants entering. If you guys really are having this problem, why don't you bring back all your American armies that are in the Middle East and put them in the Mexican border? That way they will keep the border safe and be close to their families. Isn't that a brilliant idea?
Exactly. In fact, we could have a soldier every 6 inches, you know, if we did that and really protect those borders. And we wouldn't have to protect the borders as much if we didn't go around destroying these people's countries and economies that forces them to be refugees in the first place. You know, it's all, to me, it's a self-defeating cycle, because we're literally creating enemies, we're creating refugees, we're creating economic devastation in our own country. You know, when are people going to wake up and say this is unacceptable?
One more question. Hillary Clinton, a couple of days ago, like she was flirting with the idea that she might run for presidency in 2020. What do you think of that?
You know, I think she's like a zombie that just won't die. It's, you know, for someone of her experience and background, to have lost that election to someone like Donald Trump, that so many people were outright
They were not even taking him
hated
seriously
and
at
didn't take him seriously. It just goes to show you that most people know she's a mobster, and honestly, in my opinion, a monster.
Yeah, even here in Syria, like we knew that Hillary Clinton is just going to continue the same exact foreign policy. So yeah,
Yeah, the hope was, we had one known variable, Hillary Clinton, and we knew what she would do, and you had an unknown variable.
exactly.
So you had to go with the unknown variable.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I feel. So do you think the divide in America will one day heal, or is it just very bipolar?
Social media has gone far in, I think, helping to heal that divide, and in some ways has restored something of adult discussion, even though some of it, most of it is crazy and just flinging insults at one another and calling each other stupid. But there's a core group there that really is seeking to resurrect the idea of adult discussion between people of different viewpoints and learning from one another. And so it's really important to encourage people to be on social media and to network with people that are rational and knowledgeable, even if maybe they don't agree with you on a lot of things, but listen to their point of view. We need to be actively online and talking to one another.
Yeah, I also advise most of my followers on Facebook that if you really want to know the truth about Syria, you should follow the people that are in Syria, that are investigating in Syria, seeing things personal, like yourself, like Vanessa Beeley, like Eva Bartlett, these are journalists that are actually saying the truth about Syria. Just because they came to Syria and they're witnessing this and they're going to places that are liberated, they're doing interviews with people from both sides, just like you also do. And it's very, very clear that whenever people like you guys come, you always have the, excuse me, you always have the same opinion at the end of the day.
Yes.
That we are fighting Islamic extremists and jihadists that are funded by the West, and all that they want to do is destroy this country and implement Sharia law on all the Syrian people.
Yes, people say, you're just getting fed a line and you're just repeating it. That's not the case. The reality is so obvious once you get here. The contrast is so stark. I always describe it, there's civilization and barbarism. And you're either, as a human being, on the side of civilization or you're supporting barbarism.
Yeah.
And so, what I think the most important thing we do is getting people in America or Europe to listen to the voices of Syrians. And, you all are the ones who really matter here. And it's your opinions and your knowledge that really counts. And so the only thing I think of serious value that we do is try to funnel what we're hearing from you guys kind of over there, and also helping people to network with Syrians and to become friends and to ask you all directly. I think that's hopefully something that's been of value to your country.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Janice, for your time,
Great
and we
seeing
hope to see you again soon here in Syria, and whenever you're here, you're always welcome.
Thank you so much. It always hurts to leave, and I always wait to come back,
You're always welcome whenever you come back. It's your home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.